Welcome, everybody. Glad to see everybody here during the holiday week. Thanks for joining us. As you know, we're here to talk about how to stop the bleeding at your business. A couple years ago, my partners and I found a company called Vive, and we ultimately acquired the business. Super impressed with the business model, what they can do for clients. And this company, a little bitty company you probably never heard of, has already saved its 80,000 clients over $40 million. That's $40 million that our clients would have paid to various monthly services that they didn't have to pay because they found Vive and because we were able to negotiate savings for them on their business and in many cases, personal expenses. So, without further ado, I'll go ahead and get started here. The topic that we're here to go through is the top 6 ways businesses are wasting money. And by wasting money, I mean you guys are paying every month, you're paying money out that you shouldn't be, that we can add straight back into your business and it goes right down to the bottom line. It's literally just additional profit that you can be making every year. The 6 ways that we see our clients most commonly wasting money are: number one, on security monitoring; number two, internet service. Everybody's overpaying for this. It's insane. Electricity and natural gas is one of our most effective services we can save money on. Unfortunately, it's in a handful of states, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Otherwise, that would probably be number one. Number three is telephone service. And nowadays, there's multiple versions of this. You might have voice over IP, and I guarantee you're being overcharged for that. Certainly, any cell phone accounts, you're probably getting too many fees. You've had rate increases that are not necessary, and we can go back and clean up all that for you. Number two, and this is huge, this is in all 50 states, is what we call utility bill auditing. And this is where we go back in time, look at the bills you've already paid, and recapture some of that money in the form of a refund to your business. And if you don't do anything else, you don't hear me talk about anything else today, focus on those utility bill audits. And they go all the way through banking fees and workers' comp insurance. We can audit all kinds of expenses that you've been paying and recapture money for your business that, again, goes straight to the bottom line. And the number one way that we can save money because people are being overcharged is on merchant processing. Got to tell you guys, if you haven't done this already in your business, you gotta switch to what they call the net zero product, which is where you pass the merchant fee for credit card charges on to your customers. Now, listen, I'm the poster child. I'm Premier 1K on United Airlines, not because I fly so much, but because I have a Chase Visa United Airlines card that I use for all my personal and business expenses. And month after month, I'm running tens of thousands of dollars through there. And so I fly, first class, get on the plane first, all that good stuff anywhere I go because of that credit card. And what's hilarious is that the merchants where I'm shopping, they're paying for that, right? They're paying 3% merchant processing fee every time I make a charge. And instead of passing it on to me, they're paying it, which means I'm getting the free benefit of those miles. Doesn't have to be that way. Those businesses should tell me, hey, Tom, listen, if you want your miles, that's fine, but you're going to pay the fee. Otherwise, use a debit card or pay cash or do ACH or PayPal or something to avoid that fee. But let's get into some of the nitty gritty of how Vive can help our customers cancel out this wasting of money. There's 3 main areas that we focus on. Number one is bill auditing. Again, that's where we take your bills from the past, the ones you've already paid, go through, make sure you weren't overcharged. And if you were, then we go reclaim that money for you. The main 2 areas we do that for are electric and natural gas. In some cases, we can do telecom, water, sewer, trash, refuse, internet service. Merchant processing is actually a pretty big one. If you've been using a merchant processing provider for a few years, we can go back and look at your past statements, find how they've overcharged you. And believe me, those things add up. We get a lot of money back for clients doing merchant processing audits. Bank fees is a relatively new one. As you know, there's been lots of litigation with banks overcharging customers we can go capture some of that money back for you, particularly if you have lots of banking transactions. And then last but not least is workers' comp insurance. These usually are, $3,000 to $5,000 for clients, not chicken feed there. Bill negotiation is the second area. It's a little bit different. So whereas auditing, we're looking at your past spend, bill negotiation, we're looking at your future spend. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take one of your monthly bills, could be a trash service pickup bill, could be your pest control contract, and we're going to contact your provider and say, hey, listen, client X has been a great customer. They're looking to change providers. What can you do for them? And typically we will negotiate some sort of what they call retention credit. So we don't actually change your rate. Let's say you're paying $100 a month for cell phones and you got 10 of them, so you're paying $1,000 a month. The bill will still come in and say $1,000 a month, but we might be able to get you, say, a $200 per month credit applied to that bill for 12 months, let's say. So, hey, we just saved you $2,400. And by the way, when I say $2,400, that goes to the bottom line. So you just increased your annual profit by $2,400. What if your business was worth 5 or 6 times your profit? All of a sudden, we just added $10,000 to the value of your business, right? Huge win for your company. And we do that again for all of these services on the screen: water delivery, payroll services. There's 45 other services we handle for our clients. Here, under this second circle, bill negotiation, we're not talking about changing your plan. We're not going to increase or decrease your internet speed or change your data plan on your phone. All we're doing, same service, give us a retention credit, let us save some money on our bills. And then we call it autopilot, remember, because next year we're going to do it again and again and again and again. And we do this every year. We'll get those recurring credits over time and save your business money. The third area we focus on, as I mentioned before, is energy auto switching. A little bit different here. We're going to take your account, we're going to look at what your usage patterns are historically, and then we're going to switch you to a new provider. We're going to go find you a better deal in the market. The cool thing about energy auto switching, absolutely free to your company. We don't charge you for that service. If you go through our shopping cart, in some states it lists a fee, but those fees are being waived on an ongoing basis. So there's no monthly fee for that. We will then make sure every year, every time your contract expires, you won't get a holdover rate, you won't have rate increases. We'll go take you back to the market and reshop. Now, obviously, electricity prices may go up or down over time, and we can't help that. We're going to make sure you're on a great rate year after year after year. And those savings tend to be in the tens of thousands of dollars for businesses. So very important that if you're in a deregulated state, that you sign up for those services. Let's talk a little bit about bill auditing. So again, what we're doing here is we're going to find overcharges, inaccuracies, extra fees, taxes. A lot of times you're on the wrong rate depending upon what geographical area you are for the utility. And in all 50 states, we'll go back and audit all your utility bills. You can send us all of them. Not all of them will be successful, but typically we're able to get savings for electric and natural gas, and then the rest are sort of on a case-by-case basis. But 80% of our clients we find get some sort of rebate. Sometimes there's not a very large rebate, but we get an adjustment to the future rate. So you'll see some savings over time. And we find all kinds of things. Discrepancies, they forgot to turn off this other meter, they overcharge you for this, the rate was inappropriate, etc. And so we're typically able to get significant savings for our clients. And this is a crazy common thing that's going on around the country. You can find all kinds of news stories about where local utilities, and we're talking about the monopoly government-run utility, right? So it could be the city water service, could be the city of Austin has their own electricity company. So we're talking about incumbent providers, might be Constellation, PSEG, whatever your local utility is. They're not very competent. Let me tell you, they typically have computer systems that are the old green on black screens. They're not even color monitors. They're using Lotus 123 sometimes instead of Excel. It's insane the low level of technology that some of these companies still have. But that gives way to lots of errors, right? And so there's lots of overcharging going on in that industry where people are overpaying month after month after month. And of course, when we can go back and look at 4 years worth of your bills, typically we can find significant savings. And whenever we talk to new clients, they're like, I didn't even know this was a thing. And we ask the question, how are you currently verifying to make sure that your utility bills are accurate? And the answer is they just look at us with a blank stare. They've never heard of this before. They don't know that you're supposed to be verifying your bill, understanding the taxes and the surcharges that apply to your geographic area and the coding of your business. Most people don't even know that their industry is coded a certain way. And if you're on the wrong code, you're paying the wrong rate. It's insane. So what we do is we come in and we professionalize that for you. Of course, we do this every single day. And so we know exactly what to look for, what to look at. A lot of times we can pick up a bill because we just had a similar client in a similar region, and we'll say, oh, I can see right here, this is wrong. So it's very quick. Sometimes it takes a lot more effort. Sometimes we have to go read the regulations as to what the appropriate tariff rate is for your type of business and your size and your area. But like I say, about 80% of the time we find some sort of savings. And what's really cool is the statute of limitations governs this. In many states, it's 48 months. So we can literally go back 4 years and reclaim overcharges that you paid 4 years ago. In other states, it's only 3 years. But keep in mind, the clock is ticking here. Every month that goes by before you sign up and we get an audit done, we lose a month of rebate we can get you. For instance, if you'd found us a year ago, we could be getting you refunds from 2020, but we've lost that now. And so make sure that you jump on this. We'll tell you at the end where to connect to get signed up. But get in there, upload your stuff free of charge. There is no cost unless we save you money. It's a crazy opportunity to add value to your business. Keep in mind that if we don't find anything, number one, we don't charge you. So it costs you zero to find out. And number two, you get that sort of peace of mind that, hey, listen, we're actually paying the right amount. Now we don't have to worry about or lose sleep on, hey, we're being overcharged. And then on your monthly bills, we do the same thing. And if we are unable to get you savings today, we're going to try again in 6 months. So we're kind of constantly keeping track to make sure you're not being overcharged. Again, the whole thing is on a contingency basis. We only charge you a fee if we find you savings. The process is pretty simple. You execute an agreement. You can do that in the online shopping cart. I'll tell you the link in a minute. And then we go to work. The first thing we have to have is we have to have 4 years of all your bills that you want us to audit. A lot of times businesses have those, and you guys can just email them to us or upload them into the shopping cart. If not, we have a little form that you'll fill out that authorizes us to pull them from the utility, and we can go get them for you. So don't worry about it if you're sitting there going, man, we don't have all those bills. That's easy. We'll just connect. You give us our latest bill. We'll give you a little form to fill out and get that sent out for you. Then we go to work. We audit all those bills. Typically, within 6 to 8 weeks, you'll receive a detailed summary and an implementation proposal. And then with your permission, we'll go forward and implement the refunds and the ongoing reductions. So for instance, if they're overcharging you and they've been put you on the wrong tariff rate for the last 4 years, the first thing we're going to do is get you a refund of that money. But number two, we're going to fix it going forward so you're no longer paying that rate that's too high. And then we collect our fees only when you have saved money, either because you got a refund, at which point you owe us our commission, or on a month-to-month basis, if you're saving money, we'll charge you our percentage as we go. Again, it's a win-win. We only make money when you're making money. The worst case scenario for the business is that you discover that you're not being overcharged and you're paying a fair price. Our standard commission is 50-50, and that applies to any utility bill audits from the past, as well as future savings. Will split 50-50 for 36 months, for the next 36 months. After that, you keep all the savings. So after 36 months, you get 100% of those reductions. Typically, that is there are some random events that may alter that cost if there's some unusually difficult situation. or oftentimes we find things that are super easy and we don't have to charge you the full 50-50. But for the most part, the baseline is 50-50 split of whatever savings we bring you. Again, just to give you a sense of what we do, we can send you some case studies if you want examples of that. For instance, we saved a school $148,000 in a utility audit, had an ag business that saved $49,000, a dental practice which just had one location saved $22,000 because they'd been overcharged. And then we had this is one of the smaller ones I've seen. Typically, I feel like if you have like a small retail location that's not a restaurant, they run around $10,000, something in that area. This one was a little less, $8,400 for a little shop. So that kind of gives you a sense of the range of savings from utility bill audits. The second way that we save people money is in bill negotiation. Again, now we're talking about the future service. We're going to go negotiate a ongoing credit from your provider out into the future. And we're not talking about errors or mistakes. What we're talking about is, hey, they've been jacking up your rate year after year. We want to capture some of that back through a customer retention credit. There are tons of these services that we've had success doing this with. The ones that are on this slide are not even all of them, but everything from water delivery, garbage pickup is a big one. You have a landscaping contract, security monitoring, internet, television service, cable, satellite, fiber, whatever, any kind of phone line, merchant processing, pest control, fuel oil or propane deliveries, satellite radio, literally any monthly service where you're paying month after month. We can go in and negotiate savings. On the corporate side, we even get into people have IT support contracts we can negotiate, HR fees for your outsourced HR, call center fees, staffing service, payroll. You're probably overpaying for your payroll service. We can go in and negotiate and capture some of that money back as well. The big picture here, and I hope you all are kind of capturing this, is look, engage a team of experts who are going to monitor all your expenses. And as you're out there working on growing revenues, increasing sales, improving the business at the top level, we'll be working on the bottom line. We'll work, incessantly, bill by bill, month by month, to achieve more savings for you, all of which just goes straight to the bottom line. It's crazy. And again, we've got a team of experts that have been doing this for years. They know exactly what to say, more importantly, what not to say when they call your providers. They will oftentimes request a discount. The company will offer something. They'll say, nope, that's not good enough. We'll call you back and talk about it another time. And then they'll go back and negotiate an even better savings. One of the crazy things I see all the time where we negotiate a savings that everybody's happy with. Hey, we got $2,000 off the phone bill. And then a year from now, we renegotiate, and now we get $2,500 off the phone. Oftentimes the year 2 or year 3 can even be higher savings than the original savings was. And so it's a great way to on an ongoing basis, continue having a higher level of profit for your business. The key word here obviously is contingent based. We only charge you money if we save you money and put money in your pocket. Some examples of what you can save from the bill negotiation. Some of these numbers end up being smaller, but many of them are big. I mean, one of our clients, we did 3 bills for them and saved them $14,000 in 1 year. Another one, a larger client, this is a fire suppression systems manufacturer. That's hard to say. We saved this company over $800,000. Now, a lot of that was in utility bill audits, but over $60,000 was from 20 different monthly bills. Isn't that crazy? So we saved them over 60 grand a year on 20 bills. Insane. Little construction company saved $30,000 off of 12 bills. I'm telling you guys, the money adds up. It goes year after year after year. It's a no-brainer, right? Again, you don't pay us anything unless we deliver that savings. Energy brokerage. If you live in one of the 13 states where electricity has been deregulated, you need to run, not walk, and sign up for this. This is, again, the ultimate no brainer. This never costs you anything. So for bill negotiation, we're going to charge you a percentage, typically 40% of the savings that we deliver for you, certainly 40 to 50% in that range somewhere. Same thing for utility bill auditing. For autopilot energy is free. We earn commissions from the providers, and we obviously negotiate that into your lower rate. And we do this for thousands of businesses year after year after year. So if you are in Delaware, Illinois, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Texas, or Washington, D.C., or you have a location there, your whole company doesn't have to be there. If you have an electric bill in one of those states, we can likely negotiate you significant savings from a different provider, and that's part of it. The bigger part, and people it's hard to kind of get your hands around this, next year, they're going to overcharge you even more. And that's where we really bring value, is that we will have your account in a queue and we'll know, hey, that contract's about to come up for company X. We got to go negotiate and find them a better deal in the marketplace. And the way these electricity companies often make money is they offer you an intro rate, you take it, and they plan to lose money in the first contract period. So you sign a 12-month deal, they're fully aware they're not going to make any money on you in the first 12 months, but they figure that at the end of 12 months, you won't renew. You'll go to what they call a holdover rate, and they'll make all their money in the next couple months before you catch it and call them and say, hey, you're charging me too much. And so we eliminate that. We make sure you're always in a great rate for the market at the time, year after year. If rates were to plummet all of a sudden, we go and lock up our clients on 2 to 3 year deals. If rates are spike up, we do the opposite. We put you on a shorter contract. We have experts on our team that manage this on an ongoing basis and do a phenomenal job doing it. And so huge savings for the client that is able to do this. And we do the same thing for natural gas. It's about 20 states. It's about the same as electric, but you add Georgia, Florida, California, and Michigan, and then a couple others. Colorado, I think, has some areas that are available. So bottom line, if you aren't sure whether your gas service is deregulated, just ask us or submit it through the shopping cart, and we'll let you know if there's not an option in your area. Another cool thing about the service is you get access to the little back office monitoring where you can see your savings over time. And we will manage and maintain the service, so you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about what's a gimmicky plan, who's taking advantage of who, is this really the lowest rate in the marketplace, etc. We handle all that for you. It's truly hassle-free. You'll never even notice. You just get a different electric bill each month. But we'll send you monthly emails telling you what's going on, how much you've saved, what we're doing at the time for you. You never have to worry about a renewal deadline. We handle all that for you. And you can always log in and see your history in the system. The key here is, reducing operating expenses. Obviously, you're going to save you time and you can focus on your business instead of having to shop for electric plans. You can also, if you want to, we can put you, there's a little option in the shopping cart. We can put you on a 100% renewable plan if you want to market that to your customers. You can enhance your brand doing that. And most importantly, we'll keep you informed. And the service is extremely highly rated, 4.9 on Trustpilot, A+ on Better Business Bureau. Everybody loves the service. These are examples for northeastern states. In Texas, it's a little bit higher, But so a residential customer, typically we can save you around $490 a year. Or if you're like a super small business that's about the size as someone's home, that would be what you're looking at. A typical small commercial customer can save about 3 grand in the Northeast per year, a little bit more than that in Texas. And then a larger commercial customer, this would be something perhaps that's running 24 hours a day with electric, or small restaurants where you have a lot of refrigeration and freezing, can end up saving 8 to 10 thousand a year. Now, we do have other services, a little more detailed, a little longer discussions. One of them is energy efficiency devices. If you operate large HVAC systems, or you have coolers or freezers, we have energy efficiency devices that you can purchase, and we'll install them on that equipment, and it will drive significant savings, pays for itself in the first year, savings on your electric bill. We also have a water flow device that will dramatically reduce your water bill. If you have a hotel, for instance, and use a lot of water, or any other business that does, give us a shout. We can help you with that as well. Merchant processing, we do 3 things here. First of all, if you use merchant processing, there's no reason not to sign up with us for an audit of your prior bills. We'll go back, make sure they're not overcharging you. We typically get some savings there. Number 2, if you want to look at an alternative merchant processing provider using the old system where you pay the merchant fees, we can do that, and we guarantee you we can beat your rate. Let me say that again. We guarantee that we can beat your current merchant processing rate. And again, that's just money added straight to your bottom line. And then the third thing we do is we have what we call net zero merchant processing. This is what all my businesses have moved to. And I hear people say, "Oh, my clients will get upset if I charge them the fee." You got to be kidding me. Since COVID, I go to these walk-up counter order restaurants, and people are giving 20% tips just because the little digital screen makes that an option. Guys, people aren't paying attention to this anymore. Put a little sign on your counter that says, "We'd love to let you use your credit card, but the fees have gotten out of control, so we have to charge a service fee. If you don't want to pay it, use a debit card or pay cash." And your customers will appreciate the honesty and upfrontness. Everybody understands that it doesn't make sense for the merchant to pay the fees. And this service is spreading like wildfire. I recommend it for every business out there. And last, we can help you with some tax savings, whether it be some of the solar programs that we help people with, installing rooftop solar and taking advantage of tax credits there and rebates, tax rebates. We also can help with if you have employees that are 1099, we can help do their self-employment tax credit audits. You got to rush for that because the deadline is April 15th. But we can get some rebates for your 1099 contractor employees who are entitled to a rebate of self-employment tax, excuse me, from the COVID years. But you can go into the system. I'm going to show you now. Go to corporate.justvive.com. That's where you sign up. If you go to that page, it has a bunch of information about the services, etc. And then click Enroll Now. That'll take you to the shopping cart. Make sure you select business so that it shows you the various services for business. By the way, everybody should also do it for your personal, but you can do it for business, and there's additional services on there for companies. The system is very dummy proof. It'll walk you through, hold your hand, ask you for the information we need for each service. We need you to check all the little boxes for the terms of service. If you're doing anything with energy, typically there's a power of attorney there that you're going to execute through that process. And then you put in a payment method, but at the time you check out, there's no charge. You won't be charged unless we actually achieve savings. And then that's it. We have a commercial team. Leah is the head of it. Leah and Rita and a couple other folks may reach out to you, Ed, for energy particularly. And we'll reach out if we need any additional information. And of course, we're always around if you need us. You can text us through that website. If you go to justvive.com and then the bottom right-hand corner, you can text message with our support team. So they're very easy to communicate with. And we'd love to help save you some money and add some value back to your business, right? Because remember, the value of your company is a multiple of your profit or your EBITDA. We're going to add money straight back to that profit and EBITDA level. For consumers, by the way, I mentioned this before. When you go in, you can select home or business up here at the top, and of course, your state is very important as well. For instance, I've got Illinois checked here, so you can see electricity and natural gas. If I said, let's just say Missouri, you would not see electricity or natural gas. So make sure you have the right state there. If your business is in multiple states, pick one that has all of the electricity and solar services, and that way you can select those. If you have a problem with that, just select other and put in whatever it is that doesn't quite fit with the rest. For consumers, by the way, we also do insurance, homeowners, autos, and renters and umbrella, which is a great benefit. If you sign up your business, you should offer this service to all of your employees, and we'll give them a 10% discount on any of their fees for signing up as one of our commercial clients' employees. So something to keep in mind there as well. That's all I have for today. Follow-up is to reach out to Rita Carpel. You can text her at 832-459-7335. Her email is rcarpel@utilityrescue.com. You can also just reply back to however you heard about this presentation today. Look forward to working with you. Give us a shout. If you have questions, we're happy to answer them. Hop on a call if need be. Otherwise, just go to that link, corporate.justvive.com, and up here, and you can put in your bills and get started right away and start saving money at the very beginning of 2025. Great benefit for every business out there. I promise you, there's some bill that you're overpaying on that we can deliver actual savings to your company right away. Thanks to everybody for joining, and we'll see you on the next call.